It's time to plug into a brighter future and focus on energy. What's up, Wisconsin? Discover practical solutions, expert insights, and real-world success stories that will save you money at home and work. Here's your host, Ron Giordan.
Hello, and welcome to Focus on Energy's What's Up, Wisconsin. I'm Ron Giordan, Public Relations, Media, and Content Manager for Focus on Energy. I'm joined today by two of my fantastic coworkers, Hayley Gigous, Focus on Energy's Residential Program Manager, and Michael Plunkett, the Business Program Manager. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So I'm going to start this simple. How would each of you describe what Focus on Energy does for someone who's never heard of it? Hayley.
I would say Focus on Energy helps Wisconsin residents and businesses achieve energy efficiency by means of rebates or discounts, education, and connecting them to trade allies who can help them complete those projects.
Perfect. Your turn.
Very similar to Hayley. One other comment, though, is we promote and assist projects that normally wouldn't happen via the rebates and the additional support that our programs provide. So we get in and work with these businesses and identify opportunities and move them forward.
And that's really, really important when we get into the business aspect of it. And we're going to be talking about energy advisors and how that all works and how important they are and the trade allies are to the program. So you each work with different sides of the program, and they're the main parts of the program, residential and business. Hayley, how is your world different day to day?
Well, most obviously, the residential programs that I oversee help residents, homeowners, renters with their energy efficiency projects. And I think Mike's programs and mine all aim to reduce energy usage and costs for customers across the state. But there are a few benefits of the residential programs that are a little bit different than the biz side. Having a comfortable, durable, or a safe home environment where you live every day is obviously not a benefit of the programs Mike will be speaking on here in a bit. But those are great examples of residential benefits. And I always like to think of it as residential programs are helping a lot of individuals make often smaller savings or smaller scale improvements than what you'll see on the business side. But we're helping many individuals make big and small changes to save energy and lower costs, whereas Mike's programs tend to see larger, more complex projects that we wouldn't normally see on the residential side.
Yeah, and Mike, we're talking large industrials and manufacturers and all that. So
Yeah, and it's where difference from the residential programs is that when you think about these large, complex projects that Hayley was referring to, they take, we're already working on things a year and a half from now when they'll complete, or even longer. It does take time, and it is due to the complexity, to the cost, to the sourcing equipment and products, and just the challenges that the businesses face, not only for energy efficiency programming, but when we do these projects, not just to save money, but returns money to their bottom line via reduced cost for their utilities. And they can reinvest those monies into other parts of their business. And maybe they hire additional staff, or they expand their facility, or do marketing to grow their business. So there's many other non-energy benefits that come from participating in the programs.
Yep. And some of those things that we will talk about in a little bit when we get to the business program. A lot of our listeners, everyone here who lives in Wisconsin, if you use a utility that's a partner, you can take part in the program, the residential program. So I'm going to jump over to that. For homeowners, Hayley, what are some of the rebates or programs that people get most excited about when they learn about Focus on Energy?
I would be remiss if I did not mention our free packs offering. This is the one that receives the most participation, and for a good reason. It's a great way for people in Wisconsin to start their energy efficiency journey because it's no cost. You can pick from a few different options of our free packs, and every household is eligible to participate once per year. And so if you're not sure of how much money you have to contribute towards larger projects such as equipment or upgrades like that, you can start with a free pack that'll help you save in maybe a smaller way, but it's a great start on your journey. We also hear a lot of excitement about the instant discounts we offer on our HVAC or water heating upgrades. And, those are big expenses for homeowners to take on. And
Of course, yes.
yeah, so by being able to offset those upfront costs and ensure that they're picking equipment that will also help them save in the long run, making sure it's efficient equipment is a big deal for a lot of homeowners.
The free packs and the marketplace is definitely one of the most exciting things. I run the Facebook pages and stuff, so I get to deal with everyone who comments and likes to talk about those packs. So there's 3 different packs on there that you can get, as Hayley mentioned, free once per year as a utility customer. So sticking with residents and homes, home energy assessments, we have a free online tool where you can put information about your home, but we also like to say it's good to get a actual home energy assessment. What's involved and why should homeowners consider doing one?
Yeah, any homeowner or renter can make improvements to their home and will energy efficiency improvements and see payoffs. However, an energy assessment, it can really help prioritize which projects will see the biggest impact. So there's a lot of things in an assessment when you walk through the home that you wouldn't be able to see with just the naked eye. So such as air leaks, or sometimes you have drafts, or there are unseen safety issues, combustion safety. Those are all things that you can identify through an energy assessment. In addition, it can also identify some of the large energy uses in your home or some of the equipment that might be old and inefficient. And really, it's just a great way for you to prioritize and give you the most bang for your buck. If you have a certain budget for energy efficiency upgrades, you and your trade ally, through an assessment, will be able to see the ones that will have the highest return, and you'll be able to sort of pick and choose which ones make the most sense for you.
And normally we do like to tell people insulation and air sealing. Isn't that where people should really start? And normally when you get a home energy assessment, that's what you'll find out.
Yeah. So an energy assessment will also help you access higher rebates for insulation and air sealing. But we always do recommend insulation and air sealing, because if you're going to spend money on new equipment, you want to make sure that the house you're putting it in isn't wasting energy itself through those gaps and air leaks.
Exactly. So people might be hearing more now about income qualified offers. Can you walk me through how that works and who those offers help?
So we offer 2 tracks for our rebates. They're standard and income qualified. And obviously we like to talk about both of them. Larger discounts and rebates are available for those who meet certain income criteria. So it's pretty easy to determine whether or not you're eligible on our website. And upon approval, customers receive a unique IQ code that they share with their contractor, and that allows them to access higher rebates.
Let's move on to the Inflation Reduction Act. There are 2 programs that focus on energy administrators from the IRA. What are they? How have these rebates changed the game for Wisconsin residents?
Yeah, there are two different IRA programs. Homes is a whole home program where your incentive is based on the predicted energy savings that you'll see after making certain upgrades. Homes is open to all Wisconsin residents regardless of income. And the second one is Here. Here provides instant discounts and rebates for qualifying equipment and improvements that support electrification. This one, however, is limited to low and moderate income households in Wisconsin. The best part about both of these programs, though, is that they can be layered with our traditional focus on energy rebates and incentives, and they can potentially cover up to 100% of the project cost for homeowners, which is huge.
Yeah, and that's really important. That's why I'm glad you got to that. So the IRA, it's important to remember that you can couple things together with focus on energy and save a lot of money. So that's something that we really, really like to get out there. And also, we used terms homes and here. So that's HOMES and HEARS if you're going to search for the Inflation Reduction Act on Google or whatever web service you use. So Michael's been sitting over there anxiously waiting to talk about the business program. I can see it in his eyes. Um, Michael, what kinds of energy efficiency projects are you seeing Wisconsin companies jump on right now?
Well, we're just coming out of the cold winter, and we saw a lot of boiler replacements. That probably that as far as an individual measure or technology that I saw a lot of action on this year, and that we think was due to some delayed maintenance that may have been needed, as we went through the pandemic and came out of of all that. These businesses and schools in particular were replacing a lot of boilers. We continue to see lighting upgrades, so lighting still is there, and it's an opportunity. And now lighting controls is a emerging item that we're seeing more of. Heat recovery, compressed air leaks are always an item that we look at.
I'm going to jump back. So lighting controls, meaning, like like in the buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
Lights shutting off on their own when no one's in there, all those things.
It could be integrated with a building automation system, or it could be as simple as a sensor on a light fixture that comes on and off when somebody enters and exits the room. Which is, believe it or not, saves an awful lot of energy. We're seeing too now that companies are reinvesting due to economic conditions that we're seeing. Companies are starting to reinvest in process equipment to change the way that they either manufacture an item or they're moving to a different type of product in order to stay relevant and stay busy and continue to grow their businesses. So we're doing very well and are glad to see that.
So smaller businesses.
Yeah.
How are we helping them, especially if they don't have a lot of time or resources, like restaurants, retail shops? How does Focus work with them?
Absolutely. Big opportunity with smaller businesses. And we're fortunate we've got the staff that understands those types of businesses and can be involved. A few items there's lighting, again, remains an opportunity and probably more so for small businesses than large. I think it is there. And then, when you think about, it's not a business, but places of worship, schools, libraries, retail, big lighting opportunities remain within those categories. Refrigeration, you talk about either large storage for food or other products, or just refrigerated cases. It remains a big opportunity, along with air conditioning and ventilation.
You mentioned schools and government. We can't forget, farms, agribusiness as well they're involved with Focus on Energy, and all the things that they could do. And some of these things, so they don't have the time and resources. So we have energy advisors, Focus on Energy advisors. They're the experts.
Yeah.
Can you go into how energy advisors work with the businesses? And in the end, it's free. It's part of what Focus on Energy offers when a business partners with us.
It is. I can't say enough about our energy advisor teams. They're located throughout the state, very strategically. They are experts in the energy efficiency world, and they specialize in the types of businesses that they serve. So, an energy advisor that provides advisory services to schools, that is their role. They understand schools and government type buildings. Where agriculture energy advisor serves farms and food production and those types of business. So it's very specialized, and they're highly qualified. What they do is, they'll take either an established account and they establish a relationship with those businesses and customers, or if it's a new customer, it's as simple as making a phone call or reaching out via email to the website and getting connected with an energy advisor and having that introductory call. They'll come out and they'll take a look at your building or your property, and then begin the process of identifying opportunities, making recommendations, and getting the customer pointed in the right direction to get started. It does take a commitment from the customer to take action, when we identify these things. But we're here to help all along the way, right up until the end when we fill out the incentive application and make sure the customer gets paid.
We also, there's design energy advisors. So starting from like new construction of buildings, the architects that will begin.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of businesses don't realize that we have.
Don't forget the new construction program. We work with all the leading architectural and design firms in the state, and we have definitely relationships with them, and they're an important part of the puzzle.
Tell me about businesses wanting to do solar or renewables. What kind of support do we offer?
We do have that, and we're seeing a lot of interest. Particularly solar PV is a big one right now, and we have for businesses, depending on the size of your installation, it's up to $25,000 that you could earn from the incentive, and for ag, it's up to $35,000. We also do renewable energy projects like biogas, biomass, solar thermal. We do some wind. And those, because the systems are all such a varying size and they're much more complex, we do those based on a custom calculation. And the incentive is large. It's up to $300,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is huge. That is huge. Hayley, I'm going to turn to you. We're going to talk about the Strong Trade Ally Network. How important are these contractors, Trade Ally contractors, in making sure the projects actually get off the ground?
Yeah, they're super important. Trade allies are one of our most trusted and partners. They're the boots on the ground. Their customers trust them. They're identifying projects and helping connect homeowners and businesses to the incentives that might be available to them. And in addition, they know the ins and outs of our program. So not only are they running businesses and making these upgrades, but they know how our programs work, and they have influence over the equipment and the upgrades that people are making.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I absolutely agree with Hayley. Focus on Energy would have a small fraction of the success that we have if our Trade Ally network wasn't as extensive as it is. That's the best. And I tell Trade Allies all the time that we need them more than they need us. They're
doing the work.
They are doing the work. They get it done. They get results, and they care about their customers. These are, many cases, it's a family-owned business that is working, as a Trade Ally, and they really do a great job of taking care of their customers.
Mike, I know that you have a business story that you want to share. It's a pretty big win and something that you're really excited about in terms of a business working with us.
Yeah. And I'm lucky. I'm in a position that I get to talk with a lot of people that own and manage businesses, big and small. I was recently at an event, talked to a plant manager of a family-owned metal casting company, and they're a long-time participant in Focus on Energy programs, and got to hear from him and his facility director about the impact that Focus has had on them and their business over the last several years. They're a long-time participant. The company has worked with their energy advisor and their Trade Ally network that serves their business, and they're committed to achieving results. And all these investments they've made reduced their costs, and they're saving nearly $1.3 million every year on their energy
use.
Just on energy.
$1.3 million.
When you think about how much energy a foundry uses, but to reduce it that much is incredible. And they got there because they were committed to doing that, and they followed through. They had a plan, and they kept at it, and they kept following through. And not all businesses are going to save that kind of money.
Right.
It's very scalable, but again, it's an example of they made the call, they connected with their energy advisor, and they've made a plan and followed through.
And that's really what it is. Connecting with Focus on Energy, connecting with the residential program, or connecting with the business program, and starting from there.
Yeah.
Thank you both. There's a lot of information we just relayed to all of you listening, and I'd like to thank you both, Hayley and Mike, for coming in and discussing Focus on Energy and all the benefits offered to all of Wisconsin residents, businesses, schools, and farmers.
What's Up, Wisconsin is produced by Focus on Energy, your energy efficiency and renewable energy program. Focus on Energy partners with Wisconsin's utilities, providing residents and businesses solutions, lowering your energy cost, saving you money. Focus on Energy turns every dollar invested into more than $4 for Wisconsin and its economy. Visit focusonenergy.com and start your energy efficiency journey today.